Alright, pick a left off the last video. So, basically, when it comes to Kamen Rider Fourze, where, like, after he introduces him to class, then, of course, he has to, well, run out to find this one class. Oh, first he goes to the cafeteria, and this is probably stereotypical high school type of drama. Oh, there's a table for freaks, table for nerds. It's like, here's the thing. I agree with him on this. The whole idea of these groups have this particular table is utter nonsense. It's complete utter nonsense. Now, have I personally seen this? No. And you're probably thinking, wait, did you go to high school? I did. It was a private school. So, yeah, I never saw this at all. I never went to a high school cafeteria. I've taken classes at a high school, yes, but I never saw this. My guess is either this was standard for this is probably for high schools. Heck, it seems like this in the U.S. for American TV drama set in the high school. We have all of these things. Nowadays, basically, you may not see this. So, this one particular table that Gen just happens to sit at, he's totally by Yuki. All because apparently the cheerleaders sit there. And he had no idea because he just transferred that very day. So, they get into a fight, and he pretty much, in a way, beats up pretty much the entire football team single-handedly. And then, of course, he's told to take a bunch of spears. Mostly, it's tackles, but it's basically the quarterback is spearing him. Yes, that is a spear. You know, with tackle. Yeah. And then all of a sudden we see a monster show where he sees stars, and everybody sees it, and this is basically, by the way, episode 1 and 2, part 1 or 2, part of it was the Orion thing. This monster shows up with this device, how this little switch, and of course he's given a switch. Well, actually, we show apparently that Kuno and Yuki have this separate club, which of course that he follows to, and well, actually, there's a robot shows up, holds him off. He of course has to fight without the suit. And of course, then he falls into his little this clubhouse on the frickin' moon. Yes, the moon. And he's given the Henshin belt, which is this weird. It's this thing about this big, and he just slaps on his automatic belt, hooks him back up. He just flips these switches, and then does his own version of a Henshin sign, and he transforms when he battles the second time. And it becomes Fourze. Now you're probably thinking by the start, it's like, oh crap, are they going to have the whole series just called simply Fourze? Or they can finally use the Kamen Rider thing, just not ignore it like it did with Kuga and what I can tell for Agato. No. So, he proceeds to fight the monster. This one's supposed to destroy but the thing that's coming back in the next episode. We also see this guy who is also for the full team, who apparently is like the quarterback's lackey, who carries his bags for him. Now you're probably thinking, a younger classman carrying upperclassmen bags. This is probably standard bullying. Excuse me, happy for the next day. So, Joe asks him, he's one of the teachers, asking like, where's your uniform? I just transferred just yesterday. He probably didn't receive it just yet. So, then of course the quarterback comes in with his, like, right together with a head cheerleader. Is like, wow, what a nice entrance. His name is Damajo. He's like, Damajo-kun, we're expecting you to win at the football game. Good luck with the football game. I'm like, wow, courage for the teachers to win a football game? Like, yeah, that's actually good writing there. I don't think this is him worshiping him, like, being like a subservient to him. No, this is basically a teacher encouraging basically one of the top students in the school to actually win a football game. Yep. And of course, he does to look around the school for where the monster is. He follows back, he breaks into, apparently goes to the rabbit hatch, that's what it's called, and he does not know it's on the moon until basically Yuki tells him basically half. I take him outside. He's like, I'm a strip. We first take up a coat, takes up a tie. It's like, wait, you get naked? No, they're probably going to swim out their underwear, from what I can tell. And then they go on the moon. Yep. where they see like the big crater left from the previous episode. They went to the colonel later where he says, "I want to replace you. I want to work with you." And he's like, "Okay." Yeah, and the way he tells it to him, he's like very convinced that he basically is good for him. Good for his efforts against the Zondarts. That's what they call the creatures, the Zondarts. Our organization was horoscopes. And this is called Orion, part of the constellations. And he tells him to give the henchman device. He tells him, "Okay, I'll beat him up. You basically, he's basically there to be the playman because he knows a lot about more than he does." And I'm like, that's actually really good, given the fact he's not as smart as he is. I mean, gotta praise the fact this is out of the box. So he gives good moves. But in the previous episode, he uses basically like some of various devices, like even like a chainsaw, a drill, a rocket, which is basically his logo. And next up, he does like this rocket kick, this rocket drill kick. It would be a monster similar to the rare kick. So, by the way, how the monsters form is that the lackey apparently is given the device to transform. He just presses it and it doesn't transform, like just somehow forms the same monster. And he's like webbed up because his personality is transferred to that thing. And the quarterback is like, "Yeah, I'll pretend this won't happen. You guys do what you want." And he goes off. So he fights him, and of course they use it like, he gives like a motorcycle, really cool looking motorcycle. He proceeds to fight with it, and then of course, then the robot that was used in the first episode, like he goes on and he's pointed up, and he basically launched the monster to frickin' space or explode him. Oh yeah, and also the goth girl mentions the previous Kamen Riders. I'm like, that is so cool. In fact, we have cameos by Kamen number 1, Super 1, screw the actor, but love the character, and Kuga. Great to see this. And of course, Jen's like, And then basically he decides to form the Kamen Rider Club. Basically it's basically an organization meant to help support the Kamen Rider and, well, work with him to defeat the Zondarts. And of course, basically Yugi's a member, Keno's a member, and they have more members going forward. And of course, Keno's been upset, but it's perfectly fine. I mean, it's good. It's a club. It's high school. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. But I love these first 2 episodes. I felt more joy watching these episodes than I did for the first 4 episodes of Agato. At least we have a story. In the case of Agato, we have a tiny bit of a story in 4 episodes. But in the case of Fourze, unlike in Agato, I was going to do the first 20. This one I'm doing just the first 32 and then take a break. Yeah, but when I get back from it, basically about 16 episodes left, which would be awesome. Okay, so, by the way, this thing is also 48 episodes. Yes, and there'd be like 1 or 2 movies before we cover this thing. So, that's pretty much a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. May have time later on for another video. Okay, next video. Bye.